the nearest youth club to where I am standing right now is like 10 minutes away in Ballinlough, right outside the house of the man who directed the Goldfinch movie. And my bro and a great friend of mine, Banksy from Coventry, were going. And we were going to meet her friend, Ger Murph, great friend of mine. And so kind of tagged along. And we're mainly like kind of doing table tennis and stuff like that. And then kind of one Friday night, we were told to break down into groups of four and that we were going to have a table quiz. So we broke down into groups of four, myself, my bro, Banksy, and Jermurph, and we won. And at the end of the night, we were told, guys, on Sunday, you're going to be competing in the U Club Quiz Championships. So, on a kind of a dank, dark, wet Sunday afternoon, myself, Banksy, and my bro met up with Jermurph, and we walked down to Christ the King School there on South Douglas Road. Just, no support, just basically can of Fanta, packet of crisps kind of thing. And when we got into Christ the King School, to my chagrin, it was full, absolutely packed, with competitors, with teams, with coaches, with mums, with dads, with SUVs parked outside, driving the kids down and stuff. And so we went in, and it was actually kind of Ricky Gervais, are you having a laugh? We were like just having a laugh. And we were actually cautioned by the coach for being a little bit jocular. And the real funny thing was that Ger would actually push the buzzer without asking anybody and just answer the questions, and like they were all wrong. And he was actually taking the quizmaster's task, and it was hilarious. And I'll be honest with you, Banksy and my bro are kind of austere, nice guys, but I've never seen them laughing so much. They were in paroxysms of laughter. I've never seen it, mainly because of Ger. He was so funny. So we got to a point where, get this question wrong, you're out of the tournament. It's all over. And, with in-jokes, we were all laughing, and everybody else was kind of annoyed. They didn't, quite get it. So I said to Ger, simple as this. I stopped and I said, Ger, do you like winning? And Ger said, I suppose, okay, I suppose. No, do you like winning? And he was like, yeah, okay, I do. Do what I say, and we'll win this. And he was like, oh yeah? And I said, oh yeah. Confer. Don't push the buzzer arbitrarily. And we got ourselves out of that hole, and we were right up to the final. And the last question in the final, the guy asked, who wrote Lucky Jim? No, I didn't even confer. I pushed the buzzer, and I was about to answer. And Ger Murphy stood up and said, hey. And like he didn't understand, the audience thought that he was actually giving me the answer. And he said, I thought there was no arbitrarily pushing the buzzer. And if I knew you were like this, I'd have never hung around with you. And I said, Kingsley Amos. And the quizmaster buckled. He said, you've won. And Ger Murphy sat down and said, JHC. We won. He couldn't believe it. So with that then, we kind of did another quiz, won that. Went to another bout, won that. Went to another one, won that. And then we were going to Connolly Hall, where Bernie Sanders recently gave a speech for the regional finals. And basically, we kind of went there. The place was absolutely packed beyond capacity, with, again, competitors, with coaches, parents, buses, everything packed. And we won. It was unbelievable, but we won. And we were invited in to see the Lord Mayor. We had a reception. We were then invited to see the Lord Mayor again for another reception. And basically in there, we went from like cans of Fanta and crisps to the executives of the Irish youth clubs, kind of, excuse me, how many spoons of sugar do you take in your tea, and do you like prawn sandwiches, kind of thing, in the Lord Mayor's chambers. I'd never been in there, and loaded, fronted. Well, we were in the Examiner, photographs taken, all this kind of stuff, press, pieces in the paper, loaded. And then the U Club, one of the U Club executives said, "You're going to be representing us in Belfast in the Nationals, the National U Club Quiz Championships." So we went to Belfast, and again had a reception with the Lord Mayor in Belfast City Hall. We were staying in a place called Hamden House, Period House, outside Belfast. So basically, we were playing against a team, a cross-community team, a powerhouse cross-community team, with chap from Methodist College, another chap from the academy, and two boffins from the nationalist youth clubs in the greater metropolitan area of Belfast. And they were quite a team. We won. And we came back, and we were fated as absolute heroes. They actually called us the boys from Belfast, because, whatever. And again, like, I kind of had to, because we had no coach, no mentor, nothing, I had to assume the captaincy and get strategy, and have the lads studying special interest stuff. Like, I had to sign stuff to Ger, to Banksy, and my brother. So basically, go away, study this stuff, research this stuff, up your game on this stuff, and if it comes up, you're a bit off with it. So I had to do all that. And then when we came back to Cork from Belfast, the Lord Mayor was absolutely almost like, again, like in tears. Like, he was so happy. They were just astounded, hugs. And like, also, I have to say this, we were into the, again, Lord Mayor's chambers for reception and all this kind of stuff. And I've done a lot of stuff, a lot of quite amazing stuff, actually, quite amazing. And I've never, ever had that treatment subsequently. Like, after, it doesn't really bother me. At least you had it, like, kind of thing. But, we were very young, and to be treated, it kind of could have made you very arrogant, but it didn't. Because next year, the year right after that, I won 2 Munster medals for soccer, So kind of, humble and all that stuff, but very, very grateful. Thank you very much for listening.